As you can see, I'm holding a poster of a Cajun band from Lafayette, Louisiana. They're called the Recolte, which means the harvest in French. And they came here last summer during the World Cajun Congress. There were a dozen people, there were family members and everything. They stayed with Reynold Blair in Eagle Lake. And they played all over the place, and they loved the St. John Valley so much that they called us this year. They want to come back. So how do we get them here, and for what purpose? And I said, well, I'll find the cause. And so the Fort Kent Outdoor Center is changing its funding, and not because they want to, but because they have to. And so this was a good cause for to have this here. Now, the Recolte is made up of Louisiana people who speak French and English. They speak French like we do, almost. And this is the real original Cajun music. They were loved here last year. They played in Madawaska, they played in Caribou, Grand Falls, Grand Isle, and Eagle Lake. And so they're going to do some of that again. We're the first place that they are stopping in. They're coming in Saturday, June 27, and Sunday night at 7 o'clock at Fox Auditorium. They're going to treat us to their music, the real thing, in French and English. So don't miss that. It's called the Recolte. And the reason we chose, we could have gone with anyone, to any club that needs money, like the Fort Kent Historical Society, but this is something that we used to be funded for at the Outdoor Center. It's been very successful. And I'm here with Carl Theriault, who, did you originate this? No.
Pretty much brought it from the ground up.
Yeah.
One of the founders.
And the reason I remember, I was filming a state meet, I think it was cross-country skiing.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name there for?
Andy Shepard.
Andy Shepard.
98, I think it was. Yeah.
1998 already?
Yep.
17 years ago.
Yeah.
And his son was competing, and he loved the way that Fort Kent received them.
Yeah.
And so he got the idea that this would be a good start for the winter events in the state of Maine that they were trying to promote, and we were the first place to get it. And it's still going on, but I guess we're going to have to find our own money, Carl.
Yes, change in funding structure for the Fort Kent Outdoor Center, as well as the name. It used to be called the 10th Mountain Ski Club for many, many years, and now we've changed the name to the Fort Kent Outdoor Center to try to regionalize it a little bit more. The Lieber Foundation was our primary funder for the first 15 years out of Portland, and they were a great partner and great funder. And they've decided, as many of their projects, they slowly, take their funding out of funding the entire operation. And they've done this many times in the state of Maine. Just in Aroostook County, they've got significant investments in naturally potatoes and the beef operation at Fort Fairfield, for example. A lot of employees, a lot of money being poured in there, as well as Pineland Farms, and they're in all kinds of different things. Nissen Breads is another one of their projects they were involved with. They've been involved in some banks and the Portland market. Well, they go in, they make an investment, try to get the thing off the ground. Slow but sure, they take their funding out. That's kind of where we're at here. Yep. What they've done with the two venues between here and Presque Isle is they've told us, they've given us 2 years at our current funding level, which is what they have been doing. They pay about 60% of our operating costs. The other 40% we've been raising locally for the last 10 years through memberships, through donations and whatnot. So what they've said is the next 2 years we'll continue to give you that funding, but that's it. After that, then you're going to have to be on your own. You're going to have to operate on your own. So we've tried to be very creative starting this year. I mean, this started really, we knew about this last summer. And so we've tried to be creative in creating events that can create some type of profit stream or revenue stream to pay for the expenses of the club. costs us about $70,000 a year to operate up there, and that's no employees, but that's just oil in the furnace, oil in the groomer, et cetera, et cetera.
So you're like our channel station here. You're all volunteers.
All volunteers, yeah. It's all
See,
volunteers.
nobody gets paid. That's wonderful.
I mean, you have to plow the parking lot. We do have J.R. Boucher, for example, plows the parking lot.
Yeah.
But besides that, everything else is done on a volunteer basis. So it's a fairly significant operation, and it was built with the design that we're going to host these big major international events like the World Cup we did a couple times. The problem with that is to take that and all that infrastructure you have in place and that whole cost structure you have and try to just run it as a local area, it's quite expensive, you know. So what we've done is we've created some new events. We had a wonderful event with the New England Ski Association this year that brought up a bunch of athletes in March. I think we had 300-400 people up here at that time, filled all the hotels and restaurants, and that was a great event, and it brought some good revenue in for us as well. I think it brought us in around a $15,000 profit approximately. So those type of events can help us. So we want to run probably 2-3 events a year that can bring in that kind of revenue. But we've got a sign sponsorship program also that was tremendously successful.
Yeah, I heard
the community
about that.
came. Yeah, we have signs on the targets. We have sign on the wax building, on the bleachers. Community was, almost brought me to tears how supportive the community was on that project. And the guys that really pushed that was Dan Valancourt and Gary Daigle and Norm Martin. Boy, they were selling like, just boom, boom. They just pick up the phone and they were sold. People were so supportive.
And what's good about that is that it's renewed every year.
Every year, and it's local. It shows people want to support.
The signs are there, and they pay for that every year.
So we're continuing to look for events. Summer events as well as winter events, mountain biking events, maybe some roller ski events that can bring in some revenue that can offset our cost structure that we're going to lose. We're going to lose it. Another year here, we're going to be losing that. So. This year we did do quite well. Probably the first year we really had a focus towards trying to, we don't have this sugar daddy anymore behind us, paying all our bills. So we tightened our belt real hard, and we started charging for daily passes and season passes, and everyone was very supportive of that as well because we have quality trails and beautiful skiing and beautiful snowshoeing. So it's coming. It's good, and I was very happy they gave us 2 years to do this, because if they would have cut us off right away, it would have been very difficult. This gives us the opportunity to work on different strategies to bring in revenue that'll sustain it. And I'm quite sure, I'm very enthusiastic that we can. I'm quite sure after what we saw this year, I'm quite certain we can.
People have been really praising the trails, the condition of the trails.
Yeah.
When they come up here, it's the best. The same with the snowmobile trails.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, people that come from away, they come here and they ski and they say, geez, I can't believe what a great facility this is. They really can't.
Yeah.
It's very dependable skiing.
It's like you say, volunteers doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
when it was really started, it was to be a world-class venue. So it's not just a local type,
Yeah.
it's a world-class.
Yeah.
And nothing has changed with the venue. It's still world-class. It's just right now we're looking at other events to bring in rather than the world-class.
Instead of the international events,
Yes.
we still have a infrastructure problem here in town with hotel space. If we're going to bring in 800 people for hotels, we just don't have that space. And to build a hotel for a 2-week event, once every couple of years, just doesn't make any economic sense. So our focus will be more on regional, and this last event we had was New England. That's what we mean by regional events, and national events. A U.S. championship type thing. We can still host those and still host those profitably. That'll help offset the expense structure of the venue. So that's.
Over the years, the Can-Am event, which brings a lot of people in, people have opened up their homes and host these athletes, and they keep doing it every year, and that's why probably it works.
Yeah.
They love to come back here. They're treated very well.
They feel at home.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Can-Am, that ski touring event we did this year.
That was great.
That was great. And that's the same type of thing. We're expanding our horizons on different things we can bring in. We hadn't thought of doing that really before. Alan Dow started talking to me about that a couple of years ago. Geez, I'd love to do that. I don't know why not.
Yeah.
Well, it came together. It was perfect.
Hey, Kyle, take a moment to explain ski touring.
Yeah. Ski joring is a skier on a set of skating skis that'll ski a circuit with 1 or 2 dogs pulling him, basically. Instead of being on a dog sled, you're on skis. So the dog can pull you on the uphills or pull you on the downhills, or if he's strong enough, they're really going to pull it. It's amazing how strong some of those dogs are. And we were skiing a 5 kilometer, a 10 kilometer, and a 15 kilometer. It was 3 different classes. And we ended up with 20 participants, which I thought we might get 10. I was shocked. I was really shocked to get 20. But because of that event, all the people that came, it was such high quality, and the trails, they're used to skiing out in the pucker brush in these old snowmobile trails that are, got weeds growing up here and there.
Yeah.
They saw the trail quality of the trails. They couldn't believe it. It blew them away, honest to God. And the stadium and the lodge and all that, it was like a new sport to them. It was so amazing. So I frankly, all those people have been talking to each other. There was a gal that came up from New Jersey, spent a week with us skiing here in April, and she was a ski jorer. She'd heard about it from one of her friends that came up here, so she took her vacation, came up here and skied the whole week up here with her dog, and she's talking to everyone on Facebook and blah, blah, blah. I really wouldn't be surprised to see us get 30, 40 people here next year. And that's another one of those good events that can add to the Can-Am, which is a wonderful established event, and add to what we're trying to do at the Outdoor Center.
Did you have some ski jourers that were not mushers?
Ski drawer, yes, definitely. Oh yeah, I would say about half and half, if I remember.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I'd say about half the people had not participated in the Can-Am the day before, and the other half were just here, or had participated in the 30 or the 60, and then they could go ski drawer the next day.
Yeah.
Maybe the son or the daughter that didn't, enter in the 30 was able to. But there was one family of 5, Peter Franke.
Oh yeah.
Peter. I don't know which one of them participated in the 30-60. Do you remember, Pat? It was one of the kids or Peter himself. I can't. One of them was in the 30 or the 60. Peter. And then I think all 5 of them were in the ski joring. Were they not? Yeah,
that's right.
They had a little boy, a little girl, the wife, the husband, and then an older boy. I had the whole group of them. And they had a great time.
And they loved it.
Oh yeah.
Well, it wasn't just the athletes had fun. What was nice, because I was there at that event, what was nice about it is that the spectators could be right there in the area.
Yeah.
So you could be right there with the skiers, and it was wonderful to have somebody 2 feet away from you, the ski juror right there. I mean, you could see them, and it was great. And
that was fun.
And talking to the people that were at the event, they really enjoyed the town. Mm-hmm. They left. They although some of them had brought their own food, but they were down and they came downtown, went to the public places to eat, and they thought it was just great. It was a great community. And
well, that's an advantage we have. People come here and they really like it. Like this band, they stayed the whole week in the St. John Valley, and they couldn't get over how well they were treated, and they enjoyed the fact that we spoke similar kind of French.
And usually you get them once, you're going to get them again. That's what ends up happening. It seems like so often.
That's a long ways from here, Louisiana.
Oh, Christ.
Of course, if you live in Louisiana in June, you might want to.
You want to be in Fort Kent.
It's already very hot down there right now.
So that's just another example of some of the different events that we're taking on, and we'll continue. And we're so happy that Mark brought this to us. That's a great opportunity for us as a club. Okay, let's get out there and support it. And I'd like to see some of these events up there at the venue in the future, maybe in a summer concert series or something like that. Great place for concerts.
We'll see how successful this is. Yes. It's not a big amount. If we fill the hall up, the Fort Kent Outdoor Center will get $3,000.
All right.
Which is, and there's hardly any work to be done here except people have to buy tickets to come and see this thing. But there's not much work for us. We don't have to prepare anything.
The venue or stage or
and
food.
The band and all that. And we had some cooperation from the university, and also the tickets and signs were paid for by Peltzy Ford
Valley Motors,
and Valley Motors. So people are really helping out, and I hope that we fill up the place and have a good time. We had a Cajun band here a month ago.
Yeah, the foundation dinner, right?
The foundation dinner. They were from Boston. Boogaboo or something.
Boogaloo Swami.
Swami. They were tremendous. Anybody who went there,
quite the musicians.
You could not help but, and they only played an hour because there was another event after. So but they could have played all night. Real quality music.
I've heard these guys are as good, if not better.
Well, they're the
I've heard
real
that from a
thing.
couple people, yeah.
Yeah, they're the real thing, you know. And people saw them last summer around the valley. So,
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see that.
so I'm anxious to see them, and they'll play a couple of hours, maybe more, if we want them. So don't miss this, and please help support the Fort Kent Outdoor Center.
Yep.
Have a good time at the same time. It's not like a donation; it's you're paying for
Get something out of it.
entertainment.
And you don't have to
And,
ski or snowshoe to watch the band, right? That's,
No.
that's a way you can support us without skiing or snowshoeing.
And where can you get the tickets?
Ah, yeah, that's good.
That's right. The tickets are available at Chassis Chiropractic only because I'm involved in it and might as well. We sell tickets to the Lion Show, so I don't know where else
Why
to
not?
sell them. But Chassis Chiropractic in Fort Kent and Madawaska. And then members of the Outdoor Center.
Yeah, all the board members have tickets to sell.
Yeah.
We'll have 10 tickets
And
to sell.
I've got more to give them.
And you can buy online.
Oh, you can buy online now? Is that?
Oh, yes.
Bill's going to set that up on the Fort
It
Kent
is,
Outdoor Center
yes.
site?
It's
Okay,
all
I
set
didn't
up.
realize that.
It's
I
all
didn't
set
know
up.
that.
Yes, you
Ah,
can buy
perfect.
online.
So
Oh,
it's
okay.
online. It's at the the Fort Kent Outdoor Center.
FortKentOutdoorCenter.org. Is that correct? Does that sound right?
It's fortkentoc.org.
FortKentOC.org.
Okay.
So you just Google that. You can go on there and bloop, hit a
Yeah.
button and get it.
And it's I'm assuming they can buy it by credit card.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No, this
credit
is
card
perfect.
online.
Or PayPal.
Yes.
So how does that work? I have the tickets.
We'll have to mail them to them.
We
We'll figure that one out.
Okay.
Just give us the money and we'll figure out how to get you
We'll
the
get
tickets.
you-
I got a call the other day from Orono, Maine, and they wanted 12 tickets.
Really?
So, you know,
Great.
we don't
Sounds
know.
like a fun event.
I would think if people are interested in seeing a real Cajun band, they should buy tickets early.
Yeah.
We've got 6 weeks to go, and all of a sudden, you know, it's like the Lion Show. Oh, we need tickets, and there's no more.
Yeah. And we've got
So,
what, 450 to sell.
450 to sell.
Is the theater so?
And the sooner you buy that, the better. And I hope you all come and have a good time.
Probably what we'll do, I'm just thinking out loud here for the online sales, if people buy their tickets online, we'll just start a list and when they come in, we'll have the tickets to give them.
Probably be the
That's
best
the
thing.
easiest way to do
you
it,
know?
that, yeah. So if you want to buy them online, just click and do it and understand we'll have your name as soon as you do that.
Yeah, that's right. The tickets will be at the door.
That'll be the easiest for people, I know.
I think the people from Orono, that's what we're going to do then, instead of mailing them.
That'd be good.
That'll be
You know,
slick,
so I'll just tell them your tickets are here and when you come in.
Good.
So that's about it. Any questions, Don or Pat?
Sure, and give us the date again. The date of the event.
Sunday,
It's Sunday,
June 28th
June 28th,
at 7 o'clock.
At the
So-
Fox Auditorium.
At Fox Auditorium.
At the University of Maine at Fort
University of
Kent?
Maine. Now, when you leave the place, it still be light outside. You know, June 28th is the top of the line for it.
Oh, that's true, yeah, that's the
Long
longest day of the
days.
year, yeah, yeah.
So you won't have to drive home in the dark.
So you're planning a party after, then at your
I
house,
don't
I
know.
assume, yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, why not?
And then, you know, they might want to come back next year.
Love to have it.
And like you
That's
say,
great.
a venue where at the outdoor center,
Right.
you can have, you know,
Set up
concerts there.
Outdoor tent or something like that.
Perfect.
No, it's a perfect place for that.
Now, is there, after the concert itself, is there some kind of thought to have some place where people can actually meet the musicians,
Oh, yes.
sign autographs?
Yeah.
I mean, these are first class, you know,
Yeah.
nationally known musicians. I mean, this is
And I'm sure
It's
they'll have
important.
CDs for sale.
CDs for sale.
And you can, you know, have them talk to them. I mean, it's nice to talk to somebody
Personally, yeah.
from Louisiana who can
Yeah.
speak your language and also maybe related to you, you know? Because down in Louisiana, they have a Thibodeau and they have Daigles and they have all kinds of names that we're familiar with.
Yes.
So I think it'd be nice for people to come and meet these guys.
Well, it certainly it's a good cause.
Yeah.
I mean, all the funds that are raised here are going to the Fort Kent Outdoor Center, which is, but it's also good for the people in this area.
Right.
I mean, summertime, it's nice to go out and enjoy music and just to showcase Maine in summer. I mean, we think of Maine as winter, and we do take advantage of it, especially through the Outdoor Center, but Maine is beautiful, and this area is beautiful in the summer.
Yeah, we've been thinking, you know, the Riverside Park with the pavilion and all that. We should have, you know, a
Something like that.
contest, musical events.
Yeah.
You know, my mother used to talk about the bandstand they used to have behind the Irving.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that.
That's right.
So every Friday night there'd always be a big crowd there. There'd be a band
Yeah.
there every night. That's the type
Behind
of thing.
Irving's.
Some kind of series, something like that, where in the summer, you
Yeah.
know, between, after the black flies have died down a bit, you know, July 4th to September 15th or something, you know, have a series of musical events. That'd be nice.
So we hope everybody comes and have a good time.
Good. Should be
Good.
fun. I thank you very much, Mark.
Okay,
for
chum.
You spearheaded this. We appreciate it.
Well,
very much for
Thank
putting
you.
that all together.
Glad to
Great.
do it, and it works out.
Thank